Good evening, everyone. This is your Commissioner Raul Ortega speaking. Welcome to the 2015-2016 Fantasy Basketball League. As you know, this is a free league as it is an evaluation for us to really kind of mimic what we're ready for next year. I want to touch on next year. I want to talk about some things with the rosters, give you a couple tips to help you be successful, and as well as let you know about some things that you can expect in this league. This is your commissioner's league address. First and foremost, next year. Next year will be a paid league, either auction or snake draft, and it will be a keeper league. If you win this year, you get either first draft choice for next year or 20 additional auction dollars. So there's a lot to win if you become the champ this year and you decide to come back next year. Next, the rosters. As you see, there are 5 players you can start at a time. We want to mimic the NBA as best we can, so we made the rosters very versatile. So as you notice, you can play 3 forwards at the same time, or 3 guards at the same time, or you can go traditional, 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. A lot of different combinations you can use. The only real limitation is that you have to always have 2 guards. But like I said, we want to mimic the NBA best we can, and most NBA teams run guard heavy, not forward heavy. And this was an auto pick draft, so the teams are what they are. I would encourage you to try to make trades, look in free agency. There's a lot of really good players out there. There's a lot of teams that are heavy with certain positions that may be needing help in certain areas. So, definitely look into something like that. Also, would like to let you know that there will not be any changes through the league managers. You will not see any commish transactions. You will not see anything like that. There will be no schedule modifications. I'm going to take that back on the schedule modifications. We'll talk about possibly flexing if it's for playoff implications. But there will definitely not be any roster modifications. That's for sure. There will be no commish transactions, no commish trades. The only veto on trades is through the league if there's enough votes for no. So the commissioner really doesn't get step in at all, which we think is going to be huge. Some tips for you guys this year that can really be helpful. Remember, it's a weekly league, so you want to go in the following week with your lineups. Things to look for. If you have a player that's DTD, that means he's day-to-day, there's a chance he could miss a game. So if he has 4 games and he could play only 3, you may want to consider putting someone else in if the player you feel is going to be good enough. Other thing to look at is the NBA does have 3 games in 5 nights, I believe it is, or 4 nights. It's 5 nights. 3 games in 4 nights. Yeah. And what that basically is a back-to-back, a game off, and another game. That could take a toll on a lot of big players. So if you have someone like LeBron James, for example, who has a schedule like that, and you notice that one of the matchups is looking kind of easy, you may want to consider not putting him in for that week, just for the fact that they may limit his minutes because he may not be necessarily needed. They still have a really good team. The other thing to look at are back-to-backs as well. Sometimes there's a back-to-back with a game off and another back-to-back or something along those lines. There's a lot of these coaches, they look to give the players rest and get them ready for playoffs. So a lot of those championship contending teams, you may want to consider putting in some different guys when you see those kind of things. And finally, the last thing I want to just say is, we're excited to have you guys here. Me and the co-commissioner worked really hard on trying to mimic the NBA as well as fantasy football to make it easy to follow, easy to catch up on. Any questions, feel free to get a hold of us. As you see, there's a couple cool features I added. I will be doing YouTube videos on a weekly basis. I'd love to know the software if anyone has any ideas of something that can record a screen as well as a webcam, number 1. Number 2, I'll be uploading YouTube videos from professional sources for weekly pickups and waiver wires and just some great advice for people to use for the resources. Number three, we also added a text messaging function where all the phone numbers are in one text forum. It could be a little wild, so I would suggest that if you don't want to be a part of it, you could either mute your conversation or just change your ringer like I do and get on when you want to, or you can personally message me and say, "Hey, Raul, don't worry, I don't need to be on that, but thanks anyways." Understand though that you could be missing a lot of great things as you could talk to someone directly about trades, which is pretty cool. So, we definitely wanted to have a lot of interaction, a lot of integration, and we feel confident that you guys are going to really enjoy this league, and we're excited to do this, bring it back, and may the best team win. Remember, you're playing for next year, so you win, you get draft choice or $20 additional. I'll catch you guys next year with the wrap up when we talk about the week 1 matches. Well, week 4, but our week 1. And what's coming up, what to expect for the following week. Good luck, everyone. May the best person win.